Yahawah, all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rakha Kodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom, meaning peace, may that be into the elect of the nation of Israel. So in Acts 19:13, then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahawashi, saying, we adjure you by Yahawashi, whom Paul preacheth. And what we want to analyze and emphasize in this one is they were using the name, right? And that name they weren't calling on Jesus. All right, why? Because the letter J is a Renaissance letter. Right? If we should, all right, have to go back. So if someone could post in, I think it was 1524. I can't remember the guy who basically popularized it. It was called, but it came out in 1524. It's a Renaissance letter. Before that, they were saying Jesus. That's the Greek. Right, but even that isn't wrong, of course, because it's Greek. So what's his Hebrew name? Not Jesus. All right, but they were calling upon Yahawashi, whom Paul preacheth. So there was Paul, and Paul was going on, and these vagabond Jews, what about them? So read it again, 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahawashi, saying, we adjure you by Yahawashi, whom Paul preacheth. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and a chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahawashi I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? Sorry, who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them, and overcame them, and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded. And what is a vagabond Jew? Now what you have here, you don't have the spirits and say, oh well, you're all Israel. So it says,
Strong's G 4023. Periejo.
he's actually going off because it's not 23, clearly. That says 22. Let's.
Strong's G 4023. Periejo.
Alright, so let's try 22.
Strong's G 4023. Periejo.
Blue Light, you need to fix that because it's actually periechomai. Hey, I'm not a Greek scholar. Leave it to my French accent. That's the accent I'm about. Anyway, it says to go about, of strollers, of wanderers, of navigators making a circuit. Right, going round in circles. It says about, and this word, erchomai, says to come. So about, coming about, around about. But the thing is, you know, there weren't, not every Israelite, I don't know how to phrase it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. The spirits weren't getting cast out by every single Israelite, even if they had the right name. So that's just something to bear in mind. Someone would have to be a heretic. 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Right, so someone has to be going off, someone has to be going on. And if you say, when you understand this, the idea of there'd be heresies or heretic, what a heretic is, then you can't blend doctrine. You can't go, all right, I've got some Sakari doctrine, I've got some GMS doctrine, some GOCC doctrine, and put a Maxine cherry on top, go with some ISUPK doctrine, and then you sort of blend it all into your own doctrine. You can't do that. Right? Why? Because you're not speaking the same thing as anyone. Right, it's Philippians 2:2. Fulfill ye my joy that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. If you've got this man, so if you have this man from this camp's mind, this man from this man's, this camp, you know what I mean? This man from this camp's mind, and then this man over here from this camp's mind. Someone, if they're thinking different things, if they're not of the same mind, one could possibly be of Hamashiach, Yahawashi, and the other one, if it's not of that, then it would be going off. And once you understand that, you can't blend doctrine. Alright, and I've just asked the brother Awar, Yeah, he came on the comment board. He said a great lesson, and he did it. You'd have to listen to not necessarily, but when you say bahasham Rakhak Wadash, GMS and them that are under or subject or learnt from Great Millstone, GMS the apostles and elders on down. Now that's where you get that phrase. So I said, Shalom, are you teaching GMS doctrine? Now as of recording this, I've not yet got a reply back, but I'm interested. You know, if you're learning from me, I'm subject to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and my doctrine, unless I go off, my doctrine will mirror exactly what they teach. That's what I'm trying to do, because I believe that is the true doctrine. Now, if you're watching my videos and then you're going over to Sakari, then you're watching Radical Ratazan Sharian, yeah, it's going to confuse you, man. It's not going to be of one mind, and it's not a rebuke, necessarily even that, but it's really a question. And when you give an answer and then you say, yeah, I'm mixing it up, and this you're going off on this, then it'll be a rebuke. But it was a question, and I think the brother is sincere. Yeah, I think the brother is sincere. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. So 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Now over here, this person's saying you can have sex on the Sabbath. This person's saying no, you can't. How is that the same mind, the same judgment? One's saying, oh, the chip is sleeping with white women. The chip is so like the chip is spiritual. And over here we're saying, no, it's a physical thing. And what the apostles have been preaching for years upon years. Right, before this thing was so obvious. Now it's obvious, most people can see it. Now even Sarnetta, as we call him, Sar Ninja. Even he can see it on certain things, and he'll say, you know, I was watching GMS and they were on point on this. And then he'll go all the way off on another thing. You know, a lot of people can see how that could be it. A lot of so-called Bible Belt Edomites can see it, and a lot of them are Jake as well. Right, and whether you can accept that or not, it looks like Hillbilly Jim. You know, that's actually Hillbilly Jake. All right, because we're scattered among all nations, even Edomites. But you know the real thing is, why I did this, is that there's a group that would have to be going on. There's a group that was going off. An example I often use is Yahawashi HaMashiach wasn't saying, alright, come here Sadducees, come here Pharisees, we're all Israel, and we have to love one another. And not that we don't have to love one another in that sense. You know, there's although you also have, if any man come to Yahawashi and hate not his father and his mother and all them. But in the balance, yeah, there is that. But as if we're all going to put the doctrine to one side. When people say that, you know, put your differences to one side. Well, the differences, brother, is the doctrine. We're not going to put the doctrine to one side. Yahawashi didn't do that. He didn't say, I know y'all are hypocrites, but let's put that to one side. He was cussing them out. You're a hypocrite. Right? Isaiah prophesied you hypocrites. So make that make sense. 1 John 2 and 20. But you have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. Now, all things, what's that? Pass, I believe the Greek word is. Pass. Which means what? Individually, each, every, any, all, the whole, everyone, all things, everything. And Yahawashi gave that to a certain group of men. John 15:15. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. Right, and like I say, the truth didn't fizzle out the earth. The truth's still in the earth, and certain men have the truth. Right, so are we with the vagabond Jews, or are we following Paul even as he followed Yahawashi HaMashiach? Right, even in that, yeah, that Paul said follow him. You got people, oh, you don't follow man. But Paul was going on. Yeah, he wasn't going off. Meaning he was on point with it. So you know, you follow Paul because he was teaching the right thing. Which means if you're teaching against Paul, you were what? Going off. You're teaching the wrong thing. And it's such a reoccurring theme. Because I was guilty of it as well. Yeah, I'm not going to front like, oh yeah, as soon as I came in this Israelite thing, I recognize that. But as soon as you put this in perspective on the other side, once you've come over that, it's so fucking obvious, man. Yeah, there's always been contention and differences due to the doctrine, and someone's correct, someone's not. Right, someone's not correct. That's the thing that offends people. You can say, "Oh yeah, he's correct," but then you have to say, "Oh, start handing out fucking consolation and you're correct, and you're correct," and nah, man, someone's wrong. Someone is wrong. So we'll leave it there. I pray it was edifying. I do pray the brother sees it, just for the sake that if it's the will of the Lord, he will say, maybe he doesn't teach that our doctrine, or maybe he does teach our doctrine, which is beautiful. Maybe he doesn't, but it could be brought round to the fact, which is beautiful. Or maybe just saying no, that's off, and it is what it is. It's all beautiful because it's all working towards the purpose of the Lord. And anyway, all Jake will be right in the kingdom. So that's what we've got to look forward to. Now you have to approach it with a just weight. You understand? But I know I was waffling a lot, sort of speaking a lot of my own words. So Salahi, forgive me for that. But Lord willing, it was on topic and can help you or aid you. So leave it there. Shalom. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule impeccably well and labor in the word and doctrine for years upon end. And Lord willing, they never stop. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. All praises in the Hebrew tongue being Kal Halalyam. So Kal Halalyam La Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rakha Kodash. Shalom.